This set of videos will be about college algebra in context section 2.1, algebraic and graphical solutions to linear equations. A linear equation of one variable has the form ax plus b equals 0, and with two variables has the form ax plus by equals c. It's the type of equations we're talking. Steps to solving a linear equation in one variable. If it contains fractions, first you multiply both sides by a number that will remove all the denominators from the equation. If there's more than one fraction, use the least common denominator, the LCD, of the fractions. Perform any multiplications or divisions to remove parentheses or other symbols for grouping. Perform any additions or subtractions to get all terms containing the variable on one side. So all the variable terms on one side and all the other terms on the other side of the equation, combine like terms. Divide both sides of the equation by the coefficient of that variable, and check the solution by substituting into the original equation. You don't have to just use checking in the back, you can check it in the solution. If a real-world situation desired, check the algebraic solution for reasonableness in the real-world situation. Make sure your answer makes sense. Here's an equation to solve, and this one does have the fractions 4 and 3. The LCD for 4 and 3 is 12, so I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by 12. For the first fraction, the denominator is 4, and if I take 4 into 12, I get 3, and that means I take 3 times the numerator, and the denominator gets canceled out. For the second fraction, 3 is the denominator, into 12 is 4, so I take 4 times that numerator. And don't forget, any constant terms, I also have to take 12 times that term. Now I remove the parentheses. 9x minus 6 equals 4x plus 12. Getting the x terms on one side, I'll subtract 4x from each side and get 5x. Getting the constants on the other side, I'll add 6 to both sides and get 18. So x turns out to be 18/5. And that's my solution. Checking that, 3 times 18/5 would be 54/5 minus 2 over 4 equals 18/5 over 3 plus 1. Well, this 2 out of fifths would be 10/5, so that will give me 44/5 divided by 4. And here, 18/5 divided by 3, well, divide 18 by 3, I'll get 6/5, so equals 6/5 plus 1, which would be 5/5. I'll get 11/5. And 44 divided by 4 will also give me 11/5. So that answer does check. Here my denominators are 3, 4, and 12. So my common denominator is 12 again. 3 goes into 12 4 times, so 4 times the numerator. Minus, so let's take this as one term, so this is actually a 4, and these multiply together to get a y. 4 goes into 12 3 times, so 3 times that y will give me 3y, equals 12 goes into 12 once, times 7 is 7, so I end up with y equals 7. Checking that, 7/3 minus 1/2 times 7/2 equals 7/12. We'll multiply by 4 to get a common denominator here. This will give me 28/12 minus 7/4. Common denominator would be 21/12 equals 7/12, and that one does check also. Well, here I have some decimals, and we have both a y and an x in this equation. Oh, but they tell us what y equals, so we're good. So 2 and 704 thousandths equals 1 and 384 thousandths x minus 2 and 14 hundredths. Now, adding the 2 and 14 hundredths to each side, we'll get 4 and 844 thousandths. Remember, line up your decimal points when you're adding. Equals 1 and 384 thousandths x. So now I'm going to divide by 384 thousandths on both sides. And it is convenient that that comes out not too bad, of 3 and 5/10. For application problems, you must remember to include the units of measurement in your answer. And make sure your answer makes sense in the problem situation. I will take her off for not having labels on your answers. It's hard for some people to pay off credit debt in a reasonable amount of time because of high interest rates. The interest paid on a $10,000 debt over 3 years is approximated by this equation, where the interest rate is X%. What is the interest rate if the interest paid over that 3 years was $1,199.16? Well, so 1199.16 equals 175.393x minus 116.287. Adding the 116 to both sides, I end up with 1,315 and 444 sevenths and 447 thousandths equals by 1.75 and 393 thousandths x, dividing by the 175 term. X turns out to equal 7.49997, and it's more. So rounding that, I would find out that x equals 7.5%. Zero of a function. Any number a for which the function value is 0 is called a zero of the function. It makes the function equal 0. If a is a real number, a is an x-intercept on the graph of the equation. So these things all mean the same. The following three concepts numerically the same. X-intercepts of the graph y equals f of x, real zeros of the function, and real zeros of the function, and make the function equal 0. These all mean the same and give you the same number. Here, first we're finding f of 4. So f of 4 equals 14 times 4 minus 56. So 56 minus 56, or f of 4 equals 0. So what is a 0 of f of x equals 4x minus 15? That 0 is 4. X equals 4. Makes this equal 0. The x-intercept, of course, is the point. It's the point 4, 0. And the solution to equation 4x minus 56 is x equals 4. Notice we have a 4 for all of those.